it's Brooke.
And Chelsea.
And we're here again with another video. We wanted to give you guys another relationship advice video. Yeah, Chelsea and I have dealt with this before, and it's, how do you date someone who isn't out yet? I know it can be challenging for some people. Some people can do it. It's tough. I know it was interesting for us, to say the least. But yeah, we just wanted to kind of talk about it. When you think about someone who's in the closet, you have to ask yourself, first of all, why are they in the closet? Is because they need time figuring out how they're going to come out to family and friends. Maybe their family and friends don't accept that kind of lifestyle. Or, maybe they're still figuring their sexuality out. Maybe they're not at a point where they can confidently say, I'm a lesbian. Maybe they're bisexual. Maybe they're pansexual. Maybe they just don't feel confident coming out as one thing and then later changing their mind. And so they want to be absolutely sure before coming out to the public. In Chelsea and I's relationship, I was the one who was in the closet for the most part. Not around peers. At school, I didn't care who knew necessarily, but for me, it was totally about my family. I wanted to come out to them at the right time, the right way, the right moment. Where we went to high school was a very small town, so I couldn't just be out without word getting back to them just because it was that kind of small town.
Yeah, I've dated a couple people in the closet, and for those of you who have dated someone who wasn't out yet, you kind of know how I feel. When you haven't rationalized it and just in the back of your head, you kind of feel like they're ashamed of you, even though you know that's not the case, but because they want to keep you a secret and they keep you at an arm's length when they're around whoever they're not out with, it just kind of makes you, it belittles you. Your relationship isn't worth letting everyone know. But that's not the case at all. This is something that they have to deal with, and you just have to remind yourself that it doesn't involve you. And this is their burden that they're dealing with, and they'll deal with it in their own time. And at times, because they don't want to express your relationship to the world, it can kind of make you feel like you're going back in the closet, which is also a really unsettling feeling.
Yeah, I know it was definitely challenging for Chelsea. We were around certain people. She's at arm's length. I'm not holding her hand. She can't really touch on me, and it makes her feel like, why am I not worthy of being public with you? And for me, it was just about my family, and I don't know who knows who. And I had so many guy cousins who were around my age that had peers who knew them. So for me, I couldn't take the risk, just because for me, it was important to come out to my, it wasn't necessarily a thing of I'm just gonna spend my whole life in the closet, I'm never gonna come out to my family. That's no way to live. It was my intention to come out to my family at some point, but for me, it was always about the right time and the right person. I wanted to come out once, and when I came out, I wanted to come out in a relationship of hey, I'm out and I'm dating someone. But I had to make sure that someone I was dating was the right person, aka my forever. And Chelsea was the first person I introduced to my family, and obviously the last. So I planned that perfectly. I planned coming out perfectly. Obviously if you're dating someone in the closet or your significant other is out, it's important to just communicate. That's our favorite word to use in all of our videos, but I can't stress enough how much it comes down to communication. The fact that if you don't have a dialogue about the fact that your partner is in the closet and what is expected from you as their partner, that's not healthy to sweep it under the rug and pretend like it doesn't exist. Because like Chelsea said, if you are the person who is out and your partner's in the closet, it just manifests so many thoughts. You're going over 1,000 things in your mind, where at least if you're able to talk about it, as hard as it still will be, at least they can begin to start to rationalize it, because that's what was the case for Chelsea and I. I'm sure it was more, very, very hard for her, but us being able to talk about it at least got her to a point where she can talk herself through it in her head.
Yeah, like Brooke was saying, it's hard for the person that is the one that's out in the relationship because of all the thoughts that you have in the back of your head. But also the person who isn't out yet, they're in a very vulnerable position because you hold their secret. And so they put a lot of trust in you. And so you have to realize that they chose you to be with, even though the world can't know yet. And so you have to be able to communicate, and you have to be able to talk about your feelings. And in my case, I had to let Brooke know, I feel like you're ashamed of me, even though I know that's not the case. And then she could, reassure me. It's that reassurance, it may seem like it's a small thing, but that reassurance can really go miles.
To Chelsea's point about reassurance, just little things like, if you are in public or you are in a situation where you can't be out, sneak her a kiss, tap her on the leg, rubber back when no one's looking, like little things like that is kind of sexy because it's kind of dangerous. And I know that was definitely a lot of fire in our relationship of like, oh, it feels like we're being bad. But like, honestly, like when I came out to my family and introduced Chelsea to my family, we didn't hold hands immediately. We didn't call each other babe. That's something that at this point, we're married, we're starting to do. It takes time, and it's just about being patient, but reassuring your partner, and it's the small things that go a long way. Just to piggyback on communication, it is really important to understand what is needed from you in this relationship on both ends, from the person who's in the closet, from the person who's out of the closet. If the person's in the closet needs the person out of the closet to be patient with them, then you need to be patient. You can't make someone come out. You don't know their life. You don't know their circumstances. You have to be patient. But it is frustrating for you. So the person in the closet, you have to understand what's expected of you and reassure your partner that you care about them. And this is for you guys in the long run, and that you appreciate them being patient. Don't just assume they should be patient. Tell them that you appreciate the fact, because some people won't date someone in the closet. Straight up, no matter how much they like you, if you're in the closet, they just won't date you. So
once you get to the point where, you know, you've talked and you understand what each other needs, but say the relationship, you know, it keeps going and the person still isn't willing to come out, in a good amount of time has passed, your relationship is going to be stuck. It's not going to be able to move forward because they're unwilling to, you know, come out, which is, you know, their right. You may not be able to just suffer along all that time because, you know, how can you go on to the next steps and still be a secret? You know, being a secret will hinder your ability to move forward, maybe move in together, get engaged, you know, have the interrelationship status on Facebook.
Everyone wants that, right?
You know, posting selfies together. It's hard, and you know, sometimes you just have to gracefully, you know, explain your side and just let the relationship go. For those of us who have dated someone in the closet, you can only hold on for so long and be someone's secret. I was someone's secret for almost 2 years. You know, it was hard. I was very patient, but at the end of the day, I was like, this isn't going anywhere. And we weren't getting along, and there was just so much tension, and so you know, have to end it.
And also to Chelsea's point, like, you know, I know it takes people longer than other people. It took a long time. Like, it's not an easy thing because I am very close to my family. They are my world. So it was a very hard thing for me. But at the very least, at least have a plan to come out. Like, if you're just saying, I'll come out someday, that's cool, but your partner's in this aloof, like, okay, when will someday come? Like, even just set goals for yourself, even if you don't hit those goals. So like, oh, Chelsea, it's my goal to try to come out by 2014, or like have told my grandparents by this date, like what little milestones. And maybe that's the case. Maybe set up little milestones for yourself. Like commit to telling one family member like once every 2 months. Like, all right, guys. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This was an interesting topic, but one I think needed to be talked about. Please be sure to give this video quick shout out to Emma Ions. Thank you for following both Chelsea and I on Instagram and commenting on all of our pictures. Please be sure to give this video a big fat thumbs up. Please be sure to click the subscribe button. Please be sure to turn on notifications, the little bell next to subscribe. Please be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I am OMG Brookberry.
I am OMG Chelsea Berry.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.